When I faced anxiety for the first time in my life, I thought that it is some illness or some problem that I have developed. And I was surprised to know that anxiety always existed. It existed in the form of various fears, various avoidance, a lot of aspects in my life. Anxiety was already functioning. Maybe the intensity of that anxiety became so strong that I began to feel that it is anxiety. I am a clinical psychologist, and one of the common questions that I hear from my patients is when they start having anxiety, they feel as if this is the first time in their life they have experienced anxiety. And the first thing that I tell them is that anxiety has always been there. It's a human emotion. We all feel anxious, we all have fear. But for the first time, we become aware of how this fear can impact our lives if it grows out of proportion. So there are various ways to look at anxiety. When you search internet, you will find many reasons of why do you get anxious. I thought of summarizing them in this video so that there is no confusion. What is the first thing that when you think about anxiety? Palpitations, heart beating fast, sweating, breathlessness, or a headache, a lot of thinking happening. So there are sensations in your body which tell you that you're not fine, you might be in danger, or you are not feeling well. And that's a biological perspective of anxiety. Psychoanalytic perspective says that when something is not resolved in our life, there is some conflict within or outside. That is when we start experiencing heightened anxiety. There is another behavioral perspective that says that anxiety is something that you learn. It is a learned behavior, and there are certain conditions, certain environment that are responsible for promoting that anxiety in you and maintaining that anxiety. So if we change the behavior, the resultant anxiety is also going to come down. Very interesting um, perspective, and this perspective helps a lot in dealing with cases where there is a phobia or there is a specific fear of something. So when we change that behavior towards that particular fear object, the anxiety also reduces. There's a very popular perspective I use that a lot is cognitive perspective. So it says that it is our interpretation of events in our life that can make us anxious. Suppose we look at something and we may overreact on it. We may think that the world is ended. Suppose we get a criticism, we think I'm not capable. So this helps you to develop a constructive thought process so that you can look at your life from a more positive and a more realistic angle. There is also a very important perspective I use which is humanistic or existential perspective. Um, we all have normal anxiety about life, death, feeling alone, anxiety about responsibility. There's also another anxiety which is avoidance of growth. When we confront choices, when we confront meaning, when we confront the reality of our life, it starts to make us anxious. Whenever we want to break through our comfort zone, whenever we want to do something which makes us challenge our potential, it is as if our entire life begins to resist that change. If you think about it for once, that in your life, when there was something that you want to avoid, but you were forced to challenge and change it, there might have been so much resistance around it. But when you actually changed it, when you actually faced it, the anxiety reduced. There is also an attachment perspective. So, fear of disconnection, fear of being rejected. So, we are extra vigilant, that we don't want to be rejected. Any sign that conveys us that the person that we love or someone that we love, whether a love interest or a non-love interest, maybe a family member or a friend, whenever there is a sense that I might be ignored or rejected, that anxiety surfaces. So the person with an anxious attachment tries very hard to over-try, to please, to make sure that they are close enough so that they cannot be rejected. This makes the mission of their life to please others or to not let others go. There is also an acceptance-based approach which says that anxiety becomes a problem when we fight it. When we keep fighting, we keep avoiding our anxiety, it starts to create a very impossible breakthrough loop. We are not able to break the loop. The loop becomes very strong. So it says that instead of reducing anxiety, we change our relationship with it. These are some approaches that I have shared about anxiety. There is no one approach, and there is not one thing which is correct or incorrect. There are various aspects in which anxiety operates in our life. Awareness of these things make it easier for us. So anxiety is just like any other illness. The problem is that we make anxiety about ourselves, that I have a problem. No, it is your anxiety which has a problem. So once we begin to look at anxiety from various perspectives, we can make those little changes in our life, and we might already be making those changes. But awareness or insight helps us to make changes which are informed and realistic. Sometimes we try very hard. I have seen a lot of patients in my clinical practice who have very sincerely tried very hard over years to handle their anxiety, but maybe because of lack of guidance or an incorrect perspective, those efforts don't bring that result that they need. In fact, those efforts reinforce their anxiety. So my work starts with letting them know, in fact, letting them unlearn a major portion of their strategy towards anxiety. I would like you to use this video as not a solution-based video, but a perspective-based video towards your anxiety. I will also be sharing about various other topics of mental health. If you feel that you would like me to share something similar about any other area of mental health, like depression or any other aspect of illness, I would like you to mention that in the comment box, and I'm going to make a video and share on that. It will also help me maybe broaden my understanding and knowledge about that topic. Thank you very much. Take care of yourself.